Hello lovely people, how are you all today? I hope you're well. Yay, I'm so excited. Today it's all about making my own alcohol. It's the perfect time of year for me to go on a little forage to get some elderflowers, to have a go at making some elderflower champagne. Oh, I'm so excited. I wasn't able to make any last year, even though I wanted to, because I was trying to get all the kit from Free Cycle, most of which I was able to get, although I've had to buy a few bottles, but that's okay. But unfortunately I wasn't able to get it until the flowers had gone over. This year though, I'm ready for them. Yay! So I've got my eye on a few trees. Don't need many blossoms really. So yes, anyway, without further ado, let's go and pick some elderflowers. Hurrah for our beautiful elderflowers. I'm just going to take about 12 heads today. That should be enough for the champagne. Just bear in mind my little adage of the rules of 3. 1/3 for foragers, 1/3 for the plant, and 1/3 for the wildlife. So, actually, quite a few. Oh, I want that one. I want it. Oh la la. Quite a few have gone over now and are starting to form their beautiful berries for the autumn. Yay! So we'll have some elderberry cordial come the autumn, which is another reason to not go mad and strip a whole tree. Ideally, the best time for picking, it's kind of about now. The sun's gone in, unfortunately, but in the morning, once the flowers are fully open, the sun's had a chance to dry off any dew. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Where shall I go next? Actually, one of the good things about the trees on our site is they're all getting so big that we can't forage from the top, so plenty will get left up there. Don't really want to take the leaves home. Such a beautiful, delicate little flower. Isn't that gorgeous? Not much of a scent. Can't wait for some champagne. This gorgeous little lot should do me perfectly well for my first batch. And because it should be bottleable in not much more than a week, I might even have a chance to do a second batch. So, let's get these home to the kitchen and let's start brewing. So I'm back in the kitchen, I've got all my ingredients gathered, which I'll talk you through in a second. And what I did this morning before I left, I've set all my equipment aside to sterilise. Now, normally if I'm sterilising bottles for bottling tomatoes, that sort of thing, I boil them in the water bath canner. Perfect. All sorts of different ways, you can use steam, the heat of the oven, boiling. However, most of my kit for brewing the champagne in is plastic, so I don't want to really boil it. And secondly, it's too big to go into the water bath canner anyway. So very simply, I've just used a solution that you would find in chemists for sterilising babies' bottles. Dead easy, and it means that with the big brew bin, I can literally fill that with the solution, put all my bits and pieces inside it, and they get a good clean that way. And then afterwards, just a quick rinse out with cooled, boiled water. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Anyway, so all my kit's sterilised apart from, you can see in the background, the bottles, my siphon tubing, my funnel, etc., because they won't actually be in action for another week or so. So when it comes to the bottling, all of that bit of kit will then get sterilised too. Right, let's get on with the ingredients. Yay! I'm so excited. Obviously, the star of the show are the beautiful little elderflowers. Now, ideally, you'd want 6 large heads. This is quite a large one. If as a large head, think in terms of sort of the size of your hand. I mean, I've got big hands, but about 6 of those. Now, I didn't actually get masses of large ones today, so I've ended up with about 10 sort of medium-sized ones. That's fine. When you get them home, or even before you bring them home, just go through and pick off any debris. That's a little bit of an old bit of dead flower head that's fallen off. Yeah, pick out any debris, any little insects, what have you, but handle them gently because they are rather delicate. So about 6 large elderflower heads, 600 grams of sugar. This one's a bit weird for me because I don't use sugar. I don't keep sugar in the house even, so I've had to go out and buy sugar. But there we go, so 600 grams. And then in here I've got white wine vinegar. That's about 60 mils, which is the equivalent of a 1/4 cup or about 4 tablespoons. And then finally, I was just starting on them actually, I'll finish those in a sec. 2 lemons, of which you want both the zesty rind, so I'm just peeling it off with like a sort of mandolin potato peeler. You want the rind, try not to get the pith. The rind of 2 of them, and then the juice of the 2 of them as well. So I'm going to finish doing this and get the juice out, and then we'll start to put it all together in the brew bin. Yay, so let's put it all together. So I've got my big old brew bin. Like I say, everything's been sterilised. So into that, very gently, place your elderflowers. There we go, such pretty delicate little things. So elderflowers are in. Next, take your lemon zest. Oh my goodness, the smell is gorgeous. Sprinkle that through. The recipe, by the way, is something I scribbled down absolutely donkey's years ago from River Cottage, from one of those really early River Cottage shows that Hugh had on all those years ago before he was massively famous. So I've never actually tried it, but I've subsequently looked at other recipes and they're all very similar, so hopefully this is going to work. Then in goes the juice of the 2 lemons, harum scarum bit, and all this sugar. My goodness, so much sugar. Just very gently sprinkle it over. There's the sugar, then the white wine vinegar, and then finally I need 6 litres of cold water. This is going to be a bit noisy because I haven't got the 6 litres ready because I don't have a 6 litre container for the water, so I'm just going to do it from the tap now. Noisy, noisy, noisy. This is our first litre. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with the next 5 litres. Come back in a second. All 6 litres of water are in. Give it a little bit of a stir. Oh, there's another little fly. I did have 1 or 2 flies coming to the surface, so just grab them out. So you'll need to give this a stir every couple of days or so. It needs to be somewhere that's the lid of my airlock. Not too hot, not too cold. So I shan't keep it in the actual flat because it gets way too warm in here. I will put it just outside in my hallway, which it tends to be a little cooler there. I'm just going to pop the airlock in. So it should be only, just get that in there. It should be only about, sorry, you can't see that from there, can you? I've just, hold on a second. Yeah, I've just popped an airlock on. It should be about a week or so. Basically, I'll just keep an eye on how much it's bubbling away. The airlock just means that any gases can escape, but sort of any bacteria in the air doesn't. Oh, I know what I've forgotten. I was going to add some yeast. So, yeah, hang on a second. Just take this back off again, take the lid off. There are natural yeasts in the air. There are natural yeasts on the actual elderflowers. Can't get the airlock out now. But I want to be absolutely sure of this brew. So Hugh, Lauren, he does recommend actually adding a bit of yeast. So that's what I shall do. It's specifically champagne yeast. Let's put that so I keep it still clean. I've got it right here. Yeah, so what I was saying about sort of storing it for the week, somewhere not too hot, not too cold, somewhere that's easily accessible. So in goes the yeast. So that every couple of days or so you can give it a stir. And then just watch the airlock, or if you haven't got an airlock, just watch how it's bubbling away. And after about a week or so, that bubbling should calm down considerably, even stop to a degree. And then we can think about siphoning out of here and into our lovely bottles. And when that time comes, like I said, obviously we'll get all the bottles sterilised as well. So back in with the airlock, pop it somewhere safe for a week, and then we'll see what's going on. So it's now 8 days later and it's time for me to start bottling. Oh my goodness, this is now going to get very messy. The kitchen is in absolute chaos, but never mind, this is the fun bit. So I've sterilised all the equipment, so my bottles, my siphon tubing. I've got a funnel that's actually got a little filter in it so that hopefully any of the debris from the bits of the flowers will get caught before it goes into my bottles. So, and you'll see in a sec, to siphon, I'm improvising with my water bath canner, sitting on the floor with the bottle on top just to get the heights right, so that the liquid is here, my bottles are down here, and that hopefully should mean that my siphon works. Let's give it a go, but it might be messy. What a little messy setup. So I've got my siphon in my liquid, I'm holding with one hand. This is where ideally do it with a friend, but there's my funnel in the top of the bottle. Oh, I just got a bit of air in the siphon then, never mind. Yay! Come on, champagne. So you want to fill it but leave a bit of head space. So I'm just going to bring it up to the sort of the shoulder of the bottle. And then the great thing with this bit of siphon tubing I've got a little clamp on it, so that it doesn't want to come up very fast, does it? I might just raise the elderflower a bit. But wait till it's at the shoulder. God, it really is just a trickle, isn't it? Yeah, I need to raise the liquid. Hold on, hold on. I'm impatient now to get it done. Right, that's enough. Just hold that. Get the next bottle, and all the time just being super clean about everything. Like I say, this has all been sterilised, so don't touch the stopper. Actually, let's see if I can just bring the liquid up. Let's see if that'll make it flow a bit better. Let's pop that, scoop that along a bit. Yeah, it's definitely this job would be easier with a second pair of hands. So I think, especially if you've got big kids. Oh, I've come out at the end of the, I've come out at the other end. I've lost my siphon. Bear with me. Right, back in there you go. Right. Better. It's the trick of trying to watch that bottom bottle. Oh, my clamp's not working very well. Watching the bottle, but also making sure you don't lose the end. Oh, I've lost my end again. See what I mean about needing a second pair of hands? Get there eventually. We will get there eventually. It looks more like lemonade at the moment, doesn't it? Right, let me see if I can crack through these and then get back to you. I need to concentrate. What a sticky mess I've made. I'm sticky. The surfaces in the kitchen are sticky. The whole floor, look, it's not... I think if you're doing it on your own especially, just be prepared for some mess. It's a messy thing. But anyway, let's start putting the lids on. Oh, I can't wait. So apparently in 4 weeks' time it will be drinkable. Just being careful how I handle these lids because it is all sterile. So yes, in 4 weeks, drinkable. However, Hugh reckons it's best after 6 months, even better after a year. Is it going to last that long? Oh, I don't know. Now, in terms of storage, these bottles are... Oh God, that's a hard one to get on. These bottles are designed for the pressure of champagne. Do get the right bottles because this will carry on bubbling, fermenting, I suppose, to a degree. But I've heard horror stories about champagne exploding. So what I'm going to do is these will go into a box, and then they will go into a second box. Sort of, what do you call it, belt and braces approach, and then they'll just go and sit on the landing because the temperature is fairly consistent out there. It never gets too hot, never gets too cold. And I think also then if they do want to explode and make a mess, well, it's just in my little hallway and I can clean it up, can't I? So, yum, yum, yum. What's the date today? It is, let me look at the calendar. It's the 12th, is it the 13th? 14th of June today. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit late for my birthday on the 4th of July, but maybe towards the end of July. Oh, do you know what I can do? If the garden starts to behave and I get some sort of nice little harvest towards the end of July, I could have a little bottle as a harvest festival treat, couldn't I? Right, last two to do. I'm very happy, quite excited. That lid doesn't look like it's on straight, is it? Yep, we'll see. Yeah, so what's the cost been? I had to buy the bottles, but I managed to get the brew bin and the funnel and the siphon tubing. That was all came together. I managed to get that on free cycle. So, like I said, I bought the bottles. I bought it with birthday money last year, so it wasn't money I had to lay out. The price of a bit of sugar, a couple of lemons, a bit of white wine vinegar, kind of things that most of us have in our homes anyway. So yeah, give it a go. There's still actually loads of elderflowers out there, so you've still got time to have a go to make your own champagne, and then we can all have a jolly good drink at Christmas together. Right, let's go and get these stored. I'm going to say cheerio to you all for now. actually what would be quite amusing would be the next time I'm sitting at home doing a recipe video or a thoughts on video, we hear sun bang in the background. Well, we'll know what it is, won't we? Anyway, I need to get cleaning this kitchen. Wow, it's a mess. So I'll see you all again really soon, I hope. But in the meantime, have fun experimenting. Take care.